Chapter 6, 120. Stop by himself? Translator. Chibi General Editor. Chibi General. Fang Yuan truly experienced the might of fortune rivaling heaven, Wu now. This was a form of helplessness, like being played by destiny, where one would not know whether to laugh or cry, and the more they struggled, the deeper they would fall into despair. Forced by the situation and in order to avoid calamity, it seemed Fang Yuan could only choose to maximize his benefits. The distance between the two sides rapidly shortened. To save them or not to save them? Mo Yao repeatedly screamed in Fang Yuan's mind, save them! Reason also told Fang Yuan that saving Ma Hongyun would make him stand on the same side as fortune rivaling heaven, and he could borrow its strength to deal with Giant Sun's will. However, there was a voice in Fang Yuan's heart. This voice growled, shouted, and roared, "Save! Am I going to surrender? Am I going to lower my head? I can kill him with one slap. What am I afraid of? Afraid of these two trash. Even fortune rivaling heaven cannot obstruct me." Fang Yuan's ears were buzzing nonstop, but this voice kept on getting louder, gradually suppressing every other sound. He felt bursts of intense headaches. He felt his mouth go dry in front of these choices. That voice in his heart, however, was getting louder and clearer till his heart started to tremor. Every howl, every roar, every shout seemed to throw a bundle of firewood into the fury in Fang Yuan's heart. The burning flames surged. That was the fire of ambition, his fighting spirit, his unyielding, obstinate spirit of challenging the strong. The flames soared. Fang Yuan's eyes turned bloodshot. His blood boiled and surged like the surging waves. "Come, let me send you off personally." Fang Yuan spoke, his voice hoarse like sand gritting on iron. He did what he would normally not do, going against his style of prioritizing benefits. With a malevolent expression and eyes shining with sharp killing intent, he smashed apart the giant treeman in front of him, tearing the countless twisting and coiling vines. He reached Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun. Then he lifted his fist. Before his punch even struck out, the terrifying fist aura already condensed into solid. The brutal killing intent almost solidified even the air. Ah! Ma Hongyun's eyes opened wide, never having expected Fang Yuan to have such resolute killing intent. He turned pale with fright, and in his panic, he unexpectedly stumbled and fell to the ground. Ouch! Zhao Lianyun had been holding hands with Ma Hongyun and was thus also pulled down to the ground. This unforeseen event shocked Fang Yuan. He was already extremely vigilant because of the repeated accidents, but he soon found that this small accident only prolonged the time he struck them by a little. At the same time, two giant treemen also reached Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun. No matter which treeman it was, it would only need one foot to crush these two to pieces. But Giant Sun's will truly did not want to harm Ma Hongyun, and could only mobilize vines to scuttle to Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun, to separate them and then kill Zhao Lianyun. 5 treemen suddenly pierced out of the ground at this moment and coincidentally blocked Fang Yuan's way. This strong defense required Fang Yuan to waste at least a dozen breaths of time. Giant Sun's will was using his previous tactics again. At present, the extremely weak land spirit was already booted from the playing field. False emotion fake will Gu was safe as it was being protected by He Lu Lin. Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun might have become the owners of the blessed land, but as long as Zhao Lianyun was killed, this connection would be cancelled. At that time, it would not be too late to salvage the situation by using false emotion, fake will Gu to make He Lu Lan and Ma Hongyun the owners of Imperial Court blessed land. Thus, Giant Sun's will was obstructing Fang Yuan from killing Ma Hongyun. Damn it, this kind of feeling again, always at the crucial place and at the crucial time. Fang Yuan gritted his teeth and used all his strength to forcibly break through the defensive line. Thud, thud, thud. Thunder-like collisions occurred one after another. Fang Yuan was like a tiger let loose, his fierce offense directly breaking the treeman's defense. The whole process only lasted less than 10 breaths. However, Fang Yuan also had to pay a heavy price. 3 enormous wounds were added to Fang Yuan's body. One ran through his chest, another pierced his back, and another formed a bloody hole on his stomach with the size of a baby's fist. His right forearm was severely fractured. His left leg was twisted grotesquely to the side. Ha 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 ha! Fang Yuan, however, howled with laughter. He could not use his hand and leg for a while, but he still had movement goo. He could still fly. He rapidly chased after Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun through the air. Ma Hongyun hunched over, protecting Zhao Lianyun tightly under him. Vines were coiling around them from outside. These vines wanted to separate the two without harming Ma Hongyun. Ma Hongyun faced off against the vines, but naturally he was weaker and looked on as he and Zhao Lianyun were forcibly separated. He bit his lips and glared with furious eyes, but he was powerless. "No!" he roared with bloodshot eyes. Despair and pain filled him as he saw his lover about to die in front of him, appearing like a beast forced into a corner. "Save him quickly. Now is the best time to save him. As long as you save them, Ma Hongyun will definitely feel grateful to you. You can then borrow the strength of his fortune that rivals heaven." Just think, why is Giant Sun's will not killing Ma Hongyun? It is to use his luck, Mo Yao shouted again, persuading Fang Yuan. Update by, "You really speak a lot of nonsense," Fang Yuan replied with ruthless coldness. Success was in front of him, but he instead calmed down. He had no expression on his face, not even the previous malevolent look. Die. When Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun was in his range, Fang Yuan immediately struck out with a fatal attack. This attack had earth-shattering power, bursting all the air in front of it. The incomparably violent power was like an evil dragon rising to heaven as it shrouded over Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun. "No!" This time it was Giant Sun's will who let out a helpless and desperate shout. He immediately mobilized the surrounding treemen to use their own bodies to protect Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun. The tree vines no longer separated the two. Instead, they attempted to rapidly evacuate them. But Giant Sun's will was still feeling dejected. He knew all these would be of no use. This strike filled with Fang Yuan's pent-up wrath. How could it be so easily blocked and avoided? The treemen's trunks were smashed apart. The vines also did not have enough time to evacuate Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun. In the end, the attack that still had its peak offensive power was about to directly smash them into pieces. Even though there were countless treemen filling the vast forest, it was all too late. Fang Yuan was resolute, erupting with all his strength to break through the defensive line, and succeeded in grabbing the crucial moment. The treemen's movement was slow, and they were not good at providing swift reinforcement. Ma Hongyun was definitely dead meat. At this moment, not only Fang Yuan, even Giant Sun's will also thought this so. Not only did they think so, even Ma Hongyun and Zhao Lianyun did not have any hope of surviving the attack. Any factors that could influence the situation had seemingly already played their part. He Lu Lan, Tai Bai Yun Sheng, 88 Truyang Building, Giant Sun's will, Frost Jade Peacock, Fang Yuan, Mo Yao. All these people or things had shown all their strength by this point. Time seemed to slow down. Fang Yuan's lips curled up to reveal a smile. Now, is there anything left that can save Ma Hongyun? However, at the next moment, rumble! A loud sound rang out, causing huge tremors and making countless trees creak. Dazzling golden rays of light shone over the whole round. Has Giant Sun's will entered Truyang Building? Fang Yan turned grave, but soon discovered that was not the case. Giant Sun's will was still taking a beating outside the building. Central Continent's Gu Immortals had planned for countless years to create the third method. It could never be underestimated. If not for this, Central Continent's Gu Immortals would not have been able to overthrow 88 Truyang Building and return victorious in Fang Yuan's previous life. The enormous golden light lump moved like a meteor, and before the sound even registered in one's ears, it crashed onto the ground, instantly destroying the surrounding treemen and protecting Ma Hongyun and the Zhao Lianyun within it. Isn't this that luck path's supreme true inheritance? Mo Yao was so shocked she involuntarily screamed out. What's going on? Shouldn't this supreme true inheritance be in true inheritance secluded domain? How did it suddenly crash into this round and throw itself towards Ma Hongyun's body? With no choice, Fang Yuan could only stop his footsteps. He had already experienced the might of a supreme true inheritance in true inheritance secluded domain. This was not something he could touch. But why? Ma Hongyun is covered by this light. But why has nothing happened to him? For a moment, Fang Yuan could not help but feel extremely dejected. He had used all his strength in his third attempt to kill Ma Hongyun. He had even seen hope a moment ago. The success had seemingly been right in front of him, but he still failed in the end. Why did the supreme true inheritance move to Ma Hongyun? Impossible. This is impossible. Mo Yao completely lost self-control as she scratched at her head, causing her long hair to become messy, resembling a crazed woman. This was not surprising. She had suffered untold hardships, expended all her energy and effort, but was only able to open a crack in the luck path, true inheritance from which fortune rivaling heaven, Gu escaped. Finally, she had no choice but to refine calamity, beckoning Gu. But this calamity, beckoning Gu, was not able to assist her husband, Bo Qing, causing her and Bo Qing to perish. But at this moment, she was watching this luck path supreme true inheritance, throwing itself at a rank 3 mortal. Even if you had fortune that rivaled heaven, isn't this going overboard? Why was it not me? I put in so much effort, paid such a huge price. Why was it not me? Why was it this mere mortal, a fool, a kid? It is a comparison that could make one die from anger. Fang Yin forcibly calmed down and tried hard to remove the unneeded emotions, reflecting on this event. A bright flash of inspiration seemed to roam around in his mind, but was extremely hard to get a grasp on. I understand. Suddenly, Fang Yuan's body shook as he grasped this flash of inspiration and understood this seemingly impossible event. This supreme, true inheritance recognized Ma Hongyun and not others as its master of its own accord. This was because Ma Hongyun had the power of fortune rivaling heaven Gu on him, namely fortune rivaling heaven. Gu was the true essence of giant sun immortal venerable's luck path, the quintessential crystallization of luck path. To the supreme true inheritance, it was the leader and the emperor. But why did the supreme true inheritance not come earlier or later, but chose this exact moment? Luck path supreme true inheritance was located in true inheritance secluded domain. How could it come here for no rhyme or reason? These two questions actually pointed to the same factor: giant sun's will.